What up, YouTube? It's your boy Rollo Jenkins. Uh, just want to talk about the big fight last night. Um, Joseph Appendeco and Abner Maris. Um, Pretty good fight. Not the best fight. Not the most entertaining, but it's pretty damn good. Had some drama toward the end. I personally wouldn't mind seeing them two fight again, maybe sometime down the road, maybe a fight or two later. I would like to see Mbeko take on Moreno and maybe Yanni Perez, maybe fight Darchinyan. And I would like to see Namaris fight Nonito Donaire. I know a lot of folks gonna say, "Oh no, Donaire kill him." Maybe, but you never know. I think it was a pretty good fight. The one thing about Mbeko that I was a little concerned about was his balance. He seemed to be off balance a lot, really wild with his punches, real loopy punches. Nothing too straight. He did start to use his jab in the later rounds, which surprised me. But those hooks that he were throwing, it just fuck, man. You can see him coming in your sleep. I don't understand. I don't get it. You got to work on that. Go back to the drawing board, study in the gym. He did use the right hand a little more than he did in the first fight, because in the first fight I actually thought that maybe he had a problem with his right hand because he wasn't throwing it hardly at all. I could be wrong, but when I watched the first fight a couple times, and it just seemed like he wasn't throwing the right hand. Like, it was okay. He seemed like something was wrong with his right hand. But, I could be wrong. We got the most significant fight of the year coming up. And the reason why I say significant, is because in our reality, this fight between Andre Ward and Carl Froch should virtually put the winner at number 2 pound for pound within a division. Nobody in any other division really that I could say has beaten or even fought 3 or 4 of the top guys in their division, to the top 10 in the division in this tournament. And virtually all of them have fought, except for the ones that pulled out or, for some reason or another had to withdraw from the tournament. So you really have to consider the winner of this fight right up there in the pound for pound list, My prediction on that fight, it's hard to say, but I think Ward might be able to pull it off. I've seen more versatility in Ward than I've seen in Froch. Not that Froch hasn't shown me anything. I've just seen more versatility in the different styles that Ward can fight in that I haven't seen in Froch. Not that he can't, I just haven't seen it. I think it's a really significant, really important fight, because I think that, especially if the fight is like a good ass fight, like one of those classics, I think it sets a pay-per-view showdown with Lucian Bute, who probably should have been in the tournament, but now that I think about it, maybe not. Maybe this does set up a pay-per-view for June, maybe, I don't know. June, Lucian Bute versus Andre Ward in Atlantic City or Las Vegas, MGM. I don't know. I think so. I think with that fight, I think Ward will fight smart, as he's been doing. But I think that he has the ability to fight more of a brawling style of fighting if that's what Froch wants to do. And we all definitely know that he can box with Froch if Froch decides that he wants to try and make it a boxing match. The one thing I believe Froch has a significantly longer reach than Ward, so that may be a problem if Froch wants to fight on the outside. But we'll see. Should be interesting. I'm amped for it. Khan Peterson. It's not much to say about that fight. But what I will say is, I came across a dude named Hatman. I believe he's from the UK. And he had a video called Ducking. And basically it was about fighters ducking other fighters and how this shit became the norm. Like the regular, the cool thing to do is for other fighters to duck other fighters. But regardless of what the reason is, some people always say it was for financial reasons or whatever the case may be. So whatever the reason is, a fighter ducking another fighter is still a fighter ducking another fighter. Like Bradley and Khan. Bradley talked all that shit, and when Khan laid it out, he passed up the fight. I just couldn't figure that shit out. And the thing about it is, I felt like, and which I could be wrong, if Bradley gets in there with Khan and beats him, there is nowhere to go but Mayweather. But I just can't understand why he would pass that fight up. You know, I just don't understand it. You know, I just don't get it. But, you know, it's not, obviously not for me to get because I don't get it. You know, Chavez Jr. ducking everybody, or at least Bob Arum is. Alvarez, enough said. Big fights. I think the thing with HBO, which I hope changes once Ken Hirschman takes over in January, is the fact that you get two guys up and coming, and then it's like they just keep putting them in there with bums or guys that they're supposed to beat, wishing that people would get excited about them. No, we want to see good fighters fight good fights. And the only way to put a good fighter in a good fight is to put him in there with another good fighter. Sometimes you get a Berto Ortiz where everybody's looking to see that fight again. What I don't understand about boxing is, especially with, you know, the likes of HBO, is you have to bring more people to the fold in order for people to get excited about a fighter. And what I mean by that is, prime example, let's just take Canelo Alvarez, for instance. You know, we've seen his last 6 or 7 fights broadcast on HBO. But with such a limited amount of opponents that HBO has showcased in that weight class, that there's not many opponents for you to get excited about Alvarez fighting, or Sergio Martinez, or Chavez Jr. You know, it's just not many places for them to go for you to be excited about a fight. And I believe that is the thing that kind of hurts the sport. You know, we just don't have enough people to choose from. And I mean, in reality, you know, as hardcore boxing fans, you know, we know our folk, but in reality, you know, a guy like Dalvin Rodriguez, is he gonna get a shot with Alvarez or James Kirkland? Probably not. What the fuck happened to Mike Jones? My main man from my own hometown, Vernon Parrish, had an excellent showing on Friday Night Fights, ESPN. um, against Tim Coleman? Is he gonna get a shot that Bradley or fucking Khan or Kendall Hope or I don't know. I mean, shit, any of the type guys at 140. You know, Lucas Matisse, any of those guys. It just, you know, the lack of good fighters fighting good fighters keeps us from being able to get excited about any fighter. I remember watching Slideways' new video when he was talking about why not give these young guys a shot. Why not give Berto a shot versus Mayweather? And in all actuality, I think Berto got the best shot at beating Mayweather because of his explosiveness. Great hand speed. He's not a particularly small welterweight. I'm not saying he would beat him. I'm just saying he has as good a chance as anybody else at welterweight to beat him. Probably the best chance at welterweight to beat him. Amir Khan versus, I don't know, what's wrong with him fighting Marcos Maidana again? What's the holdup? I don't understand. So, like I say, you know, it's become common thing for fighters to duck other fighters and blame it on promotion or promoters or money, or just don't get it. And it's just, I can't get excited about it like I used to. You know, I watched a little bit of the Cotto on stream, and the fight played out exactly how I expected it to play out. I mean, it was almost a mirror image of the first fight without the drama at the end. And you figured that would not happen because he was prepared for that. Cotto prepared to fight the exact fight that he fought, just like Margarito prepared to fight the same fucking way he always fight. You know? And if you think about it, Margarito ain't won a fucking significant fight since then. You know? Every time he stepped up, he's gotten his ass beat. Just don't get it. You know, if you're going to rematch him with somebody, rematch him with Paul Williams. Now, two guys in desperate need of a fucking win. Let them two scrap it out if you're going to put him in there with somebody. And, you know, whatever happened to losing the fight and working your way back up. Motherfuckers get their ass knocked the fuck out, fight for a title in the next fight. Sometimes after being suspended for a year. That's the boxing business nowadays.